News360. My name is Alfred Okansi.
And I am Portia Gabo. Top of the bulletin tonight.
Luxy acrylic paint, Heaven insecticide spray and coil,
Kel charcoal toothpaste,
and Apa Foods.
My Life Insurance.
Tonight, suspect in sodomy case at Kopi in the Savannah region remanded into police custody to reappear at Salaga Magistrate Court on October 13.
Also coming up, intended demolition of structures and eviction of Liberian refugees from Budumburim camp to be carried out at an unannounced date.
Also in the bulletin tonight is the dilemma of a nation builders corps recruit. We'll tell you why.
And business news: fuel prices up by 5% in September.
And on international front, Ethiopia expels top UN officials amid Tigray aid crisis. We're live on TV3 Ghana on Facebook, DSTV channel 279, all across the world on 3news.com. Let's get into it now. As also, if you haven't downloaded the 3 News app, please go into your Google Play Store and the App Store and download the 3 News app. Straight to the Savannah region, as relatives of 19 pupils of Kopi Junior High School in the East Gonja municipality of the Savannah region who were allegedly sodomized by their social studies teacher Natongma Otabel, appealing for financial support to enable the alleged victims undergo medical examination in Tamale. The relatives also want police handling the matter to fast-track the prosecution of the suspect.
Natoma Otabo was arrested by police in Salaga on Monday, September 27, following a complaint by the East Gonja Municipal Directorate of Education for allegedly sodomizing male pupils of a Kulpi Junior High School. 9 persons were earlier reported to have been allegedly sodomized by the teacher. However, the number increased to 16 on Tuesday and 19 on Wednesday. The alleged victims were issued police medical forms to go to the Salaga Hospital for medical examination. But they were referred to the Tamale Teaching Hospital by health officials at Salaga Government Hospital because they did not have the capacity to conduct such examinations. Relatives of the alleged victims say they do not have money to foot the medical bills.
The police said we have to go to Salaga District Hospital. We went there on Tuesday, but they said they don't have enough equipment to conduct the test. We have to go to Tamale Teaching Hospital. But the issue now is the money, the finance. You know, the people are farmers. Most of us are not employed. And this time, this year in particular, no rain. And this is the time some of them are now getting some small yams. And when they even harvest, no market. So majority, almost all of them are complaining they can't get money, they can't afford to.
We don't have money to take our children to Tamale for the checkup.
We took the teacher as our relative and friend. He normally takes the children to assist on the farm. Little did we know, he had bad intentions for the children.
Some teachers of the school have also been reacting to the issue.
Otabel is somebody that, even if someone has told me that he has even slept with a lady, I wouldn't have believed, because ever since I've been here almost 4 years with him in the same quarters, I've never seen him with even a lady before. So, and he is also a Pentecost elder, and he prays a lot. So even as I now, sometimes I try to convince myself that it's not true.
The suspect has since been remanded into police custody by the Salaga Magistrate Court. He is to reappear on October 13.
Well, Alfred, the inability to pay for the medical examination is indeed delaying justice for the victims.
It is worrying. I mean, I know some lawyers have been on the path of having that law that requires rape victims to pay for their medical bills. be reviewed. So it's something that we should be looking at.
Well, the remand of the suspect is just the first step of the legal process. However, other challenges remain for the families, and hence the call on the ministers for gender and health to provide support.
We here have been following the story of 19 young schoolboys who've been allegedly sodomized by their teacher in a school in the East Gonja district in the Savannah region. Since the incident was reported, the police have arrested the suspect. As of today, we commend the magistrate who traveled quickly from Accra to ensure that the suspect could be heard, and the police put him on remand until formal charges are preferred. The police tell us they will be charging the suspect with defilement as well as unnatural carnal knowledge. The main challenge now is that these young boys and their families don't have the requisite funds to travel to Tamale and also pay for medical examinations required for this issue to be dealt with legally. It is for this reason that we here call upon the Gender Minister, the Honorable Adjoa Safo. We call upon the Health Minister, the Honorable Ajiman Menu, the Director General of the Ghana Education Service, to step up, that they get the health care that they need, that these fees are waived, such that it should not be said that it is because these are young boys and not young girls that this issue is not taken seriously. It's a call to action and ensure that ultimately they get justice.
Indeed, a call to action.
It is, and silence is not an option for us on this particular issue. Stay with us. Subsequent bulletins will keep knocking on the doors of the Gender Ministry until we hear them speak. It's been over 48 hours, and that silence is deafening enough. So we'll wait to see what happens. But away from this, the Gomoa East District Chief Executive Solomon Dako Kwam is saying that the intended demolition of structures and eviction of Liberian refugees from the Bujumbura camp will be carried out at an unannounced date. He told our reporter of plans for some 350 of the refugees who have documents to be relocated by the UNHCR.
By 6 a.m., some refugees at the Bujumbura camp were massing up at the community square in anticipation of the intended demolition. The camp was set up in 1990 to accommodate Liberian nationals who had fled 2 civil conflicts in their country. In 2012, more than 1,000 of the refugees were repatriated, while 350 of them opted to be voluntarily integrated into the Ghanaian society and were provided with some grants. But 9 years on, some of the refugees are yet to vacate the camp. Government, through the Gomoa East District Assembly, served a 2-month eviction notice, which elapsed on Thursday, September 30.
They are informing people living within Bujumbura area, which has been marked for demolition, to move away from the area because the deadline, which is 30th September, has not been changed.
Some of the refugees on the last day were parking.
If the demolition is done, maybe I can come back. If they are through the demolition and they rebuild it again, maybe I can come back because I really like the area.
You like the area? What do you like about the area?
The way it is, just calm.
The Liberian refugees have opposed the pending exercise, claiming that Ghanaian authorities did not follow due process.
If you cut a Ghanaian, you cut a Liberian, you will see the same red blood. Aren't we human beings? Why are you behaving like that?
The issue is 2012, when the sensational clause was invoked. Ghana Refugee Board UNHCR came up with 2 options. That is voluntary repatriation or integration. And we are integrators in Ghana. You promised to give a place to be. You will give a better place from Bujumbura to there. And the documents are available. So why will you come and say that we should go? We don't know that we are supposed to go and ask us to stay?
Former head of the Liberian refugees, Vania Sambola, wants the Ghana government and the United Nations Commission for Refugees, UNHCR, to reconsider their decision on their eviction.
It is an action that needs to be re-examined. You know, the land, I'm sure I understood, is belonging to the locals of this place. We opted for local integration. I don't want to describe it in any derogatory manner, but I believe that if it is action of the government, I'm praying that it should be re-examined.
But the Gomoa East District Chief Executive Solomon Dakokwam disagrees.
We think we have done adequate sensitization for any willing individual to leave the place. Those who are unwilling and are still there, they will wait. When the day of accountability comes, the demolition team comes, I'm sure they will speak to them in the language that perhaps they will both understand each other.
He said there are plans for some 350 refugees who have documents to be relocated by the UNHCR.
Because of what is coming, they have now taken a decision, bring buses to convey their people. They call them the people of interest. They want to take them to another refugee camp somewhere in the western region. They will take them there so that we can go ahead and do our whatever.
The Budumburam camp has over the years been perceived as a notorious community due to the suspicion that it serves as a hideout for miscreants.
Security concerns are quite paramount in all of this, but to what extent could the refusal of some of these refugees to move lead to a diplomatic row? That's what some are suspected between Ghana and Liberia. We've been joined via Zoom by Dr. Haruna Rashid. He's an international relations analyst. Dr. Rashid, good evening to you. Thank you for your time this evening. So, the decommissioning of this Budumburam camp was as far back as 2012. Now, the demolition is going to be carried out. What are some of the options left for government? Some of them say they would not leave the place. If you could unmute, please. I cannot. If you can unmute, thank you. Thank you very much. No, I cannot hear you. Unfortunately, we would rectify that connection with Dr. Rashid and connect with him again to find out what exactly the options are for government, especially because, according to the Refugees Board, some $400 was given to adults in every household during this whole process of decommissioning. Free passports have been given to them, free working permits over the period, and the passports are still being distributed to these refugees. Let's try Dr. Haruna Rashid again. Doc, can you hear me now? Unfortunately, we'll move on, but stay with us. We'll come back to this.
Let's now focus on the election of MMDCs, and President Akufo-Addo's nominee for the Elembele district, Kwesi Bonzo, has been rejected by the Assembly. Some Assembly members expressed disquiet about the exercise, accusing colleagues of holding the development of the district to ransom.
The Elembele district was viewed as one of those where the nominee would face a Herculean task on his endorsement. Kwesi Bonzo was not among the 3 persons shortlisted by the voting committee. He was self-nominated, much to the delight of many, as some traditional leaders lauded the decision of the president at the news conference. Before voting, the membership of 4 government-appointed assembly members were revoked. But this was challenged by some other assembly members. After close to an hour, the decision was accepted. At the end of voting, the nominee, Kwesi Bonzo, was rejected.
We had 3 rejected ballots. 22 voted no, 27 voted yes. The nominee obtained more than 50%. So what it means is that within 10 days, the Assembly will call us, we will come back again and continue the process.
Western Regional Minister Kwabena Dako Mensah, in an interview, described the results as unfortunate.
We are happy also that they didn't reject him outright. At least they've given him a second chance to come back. And we'll come back.
Earlier, the Member of Parliament for Elembele, Emmanuel Amakofi-Bua, had admonished the Assembly members to be guided by the interest of the district in their voting.
Whoever becomes DC, I do everything possible to make sure I have a working relationship with that person. Because in the final analysis, we cannot follow our party and personal interests and basically let the development of our district suffer.
The Assembly will in 10 days reconvene to vote again.
Well, in Nabdam and the Upper East region, a misunderstanding ensued between members of the NPP after the president's nominee, Agnes Anamu, failed to get the nod. So she polled 12 out of the 19 votes, representing 63.1%. She is one of the DCEs to have been retained by the president, having already served a 4-year term. The NPP regional chairman, who hails from the district, was accused of influencing the government-appointed assembly members not to confirm the nominee.
Well, Alfred, now the debate is ripe for government to revisit the election of MMDCEs as a solution to curbing conflict and disturbances that arise each time their nomination is announced by the president. In this report, Roland Walker looks at how soon the debate should be reignited.
An announced list, and there's chaos all over. Only this time, the signals from observers about the extent of threats to life has led many to one conclusion. Back in 2019, government shelved a planned constitutional referendum proposing amendments that would have allowed for the direct election of MMDCEs. For local governance watchers, the issue cannot be shelved any longer.
There are many perspectives in getting the narrative right as to why people would have to bring themselves up to be elected as MMDCs, either based on an independent candidacy or on the ticket of political parties. But it looks like civil society has been doing a lot of work, and ordinary Ghanaians want their own MMDCs elected.
Paul Mensah Brampa is with CDD Ghana and one of the leading supervisors of a recent survey on the subject.
The demand for election of MNDCs has shot up from 59% in 2017 to 76%. And the most important thing is that both party strongholds have it. When you go to the MPP stronghold, per our data, 75% of the people want MMDC elected. And it's even higher, 78% in NDC stronghold. Small political parties, when you go to your stronghold, about 85% of them want MND. So it's not any institutions wanting it to be brought back. It's actually a need, a demand that citizens are making.
Across board, intra-party rivalry and external animosities over who occupies the position of an MMDCE have spilled over to even affect relations between parliamentarians and the chief executives on development for their jurisdictions.
It will make sense to elect MMDCs. That is the only way we can ensure that this antagonistic relationship between DCs and MPs, which has implications for development, is taken away. Because once the DC is elected, the DC is now directly responsible to the people, just like the MP is directly responsible to the people. And so it creates an equilibrium.
For local governance experts, revisiting the election of MMDCE's narrative should no longer be postponed.
So what we need is that we should pick up the pieces together from where we left off. The two political parties, the NDC, agreed that they want them elected, but not on partisan basis. The MPP said they want them elected on partisan basis. We should reach a consensus as to the way forward. But my belief and my thinking and my understanding of governance tells me that we should be able to elect them on partisan basis because it will lead to democratic consistency in our system.
It's all because people have attached their lives, the lives of their political parties, have they attached their lives to elected people in the districts. So as soon as the names come up, it's do and die. Don't forget, nothing is working at the local level because it has disintegrated us. We need to come back to a system that everybody will feel part of it. Let the people elect whoever they want. So that even if the person comes from different political parties, that party will feel part of the governance system, even though he's not at the national level. If the person belongs to the same party, his people know that this is not imposed on us by any political party. We elected him. We feel free to be part of him. Allow the people to elect their people.
With nearly 2 years to the next district-level elections, the debate is still rife whether the Kufuor government will actualize the opinion of the majority of Ghanaians to have their MMDCs elected.
So the matter seems to be quite resounding on whether they should be elected or not. But even with the CDD Ghana survey, up to 71% of respondents want the election of MMDCs on a non-partisan basis, with just about 20% opting for the exercise to be done on party lines. That's where the disagreement is. Among those calling for the partisan election of MMDCs, majority believe the current format for local government election had been tainted by partisan influences and must be opened up to promote internal and also public interest in local elections.
The survey by the Center for Democratic Development Ghana has revealed a growing support for the election of MMDCEs, but not on a partisan basis.
A large majority, 7 in 10, are in favor of election of MMDCs, and just 20% still want the MMDCs to be appointed by the president as we currently have it. Close to 7 in 10 Ghanaians prefer the current non-partisan election format for selecting all local government representatives. They want that maintained. Again, when it comes to the views of the current non-partisan system of electing assembly members, Ghanaians are equally divided in their opinions on whether the current system of electing assembly members is really non-partisan.
Dr. Kojo Asante, Director of Advocacy and Policy Engagement at CDD Ghana, said the debate is crucial to enable the evolution and decentralization of the local government for development.
It is not just a question about election, it's a question about decentralization. And we need to see how those two, evolution and decentralization, will work to deliver development, because this development happens and it's the process that people have. If we fix it, we would have fixed a lot of problems. Whether it is partisan or non-partisan, would it change the story at the end? And this is a very important moment in our time, because having done over 30 years of any type of project, this is an opportunity to reflect. Whatever decisions we make now will have serious implications.
In his reaction, former NPP chairman and 2020 campaign manager Peter McMahon noted Ghana must be part of the bigger global community of partisan elections of MMDCEs, as in some African countries.
Ghana is part of the global community, and the dynamics of mankind is such that from time to time things have to change. We started over 30 years ago with the appointments of DCs on non-partisan basis. But the dynamics of society is such that countries that were on that tangent have changed to the rather, if I will quote Dr. Akwete, multi-party at the local level elections. He doesn't want partisan, the word partisan, but rather multi-party. Fine. So why are we clung still to the non-partisan appointing mode for our MMDCs? I think it's outmoded, it's outdated, and we need to refreshen ourselves and be part of the global community. Lo and behold, you do this survey, you didn't bring a tinge of what is happening in the global community into the mindset of the respondents. So I think that it could have had an influence on how they would have responded.
Well, here's one of the 10,000 nation builders called recruits, Portia, posted to the Ghana Revenue Authority to assist in rent tax collection. Moses, not his real name, shares his story and journey so far on the NAPCO program with our reporter Sarah Paco.
With a diploma in telecommunication from the Ghana Communication Technology University, Moses, an employee of a financial institution, had been laid off during the banking sector cleanup. He resorted to petty trading until his enrollment onto the Nation Builders Corps program in 2018. He tells me he has acquired more knowledge and skills in the 3 years of being on the program, but not sure what the future holds for him.
I've spent 3 years working for government and with the hope of getting a permanent job. And so with all this sacrifice, if I'm to go home, it's going to affect me a lot. What next is not yet officially communicated to us, so we are still waiting to hear from government.
For Moses, who was paid 1,500 cedis, aside allowances at the bank, life has not been easy with his 700 cedis NAPCO monthly allowance, which is still in arrears.
It has been delayed for 3 months, 2 months, and then recently 2 months was paid. So currently I'm in arrears with 1 month. Looking at the amount being received, it's just, let me say, hand to mouth. Taking your transportation out, your rent out, you have nothing to invest.
97,000 personnel under 7 modules were recruited for the first batch of the NAPCO program. According to government, 50% of beneficiaries will be permanently employed in either the public or private sectors.
We are facing job crisis. So at the end of the day, if they have acquired the prerequisite requirement and they are left to retrograde back to their previous unemployed state, then I would say it will be quite unfortunate. We are solid to hold the government accountable after the expiration of the term of the contract.
The leadership of the coalition says it would be traumatic if government fails to fulfill its promise.
Trainees would be psychologically traumatized because they have been engaged, and at the end of the program you ask them to go home with the experiences that they have acquired. When such happens, then what is the significance behind the NAPCO program?
The program, which enrolled almost 100,000 graduates in 2018, is in its 3rd year, where some trainees in the first batch would be exiting. Government has assured 50% of them permanent employment. But what becomes of those who are not fortunate enough? Sarah Apenkro-Paku, TV3 News, Accra.
So we'll keep going on this and get some reactions in our subsequent bulletins. But let's go back to our earlier story about the intended demolition of the Bujumbura camp and reactions from the residents there, both Liberians and other nationals. And joining me on the telephone now is Dr. Rashid Haruna. He is an international relations analyst. Dr. Rashid, good evening to you. Now, if you can hear me. So now it's clear that the demolition exercise is going to take place. What are the options left for government, as some of the Liberian refugees say they would not move or be relocated?
Well, first and foremost, thanks for the opportunity. First and foremost, Ghana is a sovereign country and it has the right to make decisions that would be nearer to the benefit, well-being of its citizens. At the same time, Ghana is obligated to respect the UNHCR mandates, as it affects refugees. And I think it's very well known over the past 31 years, since the Liberian troubles, Ghana has done everything that it can to house them and also, accommodate them. Now, given where we are right now, some of them are complaining that they've not been given the opportunity to get themselves ready. And on the other side, you have the MCE saying that it's been given 2 months notice, and today is the last day, even though, it has not been taken into effect. What I will recommend is that the government of Ghana balances its rule of law with compassion. Give the people a chance, 1 or 2 days warning for them to be able to move and find housing. It's not going to hurt anything, because let's not forget, it's not just Liberians that are there. There are Ghanaians also, because the area has now turned into a settlement where you have both Liberians and Ghanaians. And in fact, even the Liberians have intermarried and given birth to children who are Ghanaians.
Okay.
So my recommendation is for the government of Ghana to give, to balance the need for development with
the
some
rule
compassion,
of law with compassion,
so that it is not seen as being overly harsh on the poor and the downtrodden.
Well, but is there a risk of a diplomatic row? I mean, if government decides
absolutely not. Absolutely not. Ghana has had a very good bilateral relationship with Liberia over a long period of time with succeeding governments. And in fact, if anything, Liberia is indebted to Ghana for the, good hospitality and the refugee camp that is given to the Liberians.
Right.
No, I don't think there's any chance of that at this point, because they had the Liberian embassy has also been informed, and they are aware of the notices that have been given to their citizens and the residents in the Liberia camp.
I appreciate your time this evening. Thank you very much. Dr. Haruna Rashid Ibrahim is an international relations analyst. Portia.
In more news tonight, Vodafone Ghana Foundation has paid the medical bills for 357 patients at some hospitals across the country this year under the Vodafone Homecoming project. The foundation also provided PPE and other forms of support to beneficiaries.
Vodafone Ghana Foundation in 12 years have delivered high-impact projects as a way of giving back to society. This year, the company has paid the medical bills for patients who could not afford in some selected hospitals in the northern, middle and the southern parts of the country. The foundation is climaxing this year's activities at the Lekma Hospital to sustain the project and provide beneficiaries with PPEs.
In addition to the discharges and all, we did not end there, but for each of these 357 patients were provided with the Vodafone Farewell Package, which comprises of National Health Insurance Scheme renewal or registration. Everybody that comprised of these numbers of people have had our NHIS cards. Those who had it expired have been renewed for, and also those who did not have it at all, we did new ones for them.
The medical superintendent, Jima Asante, urged the foundation to keep up the good work.
It's a laudable idea. Our hope is that it will be an annual affair, and together as stakeholders we can improve the health and wealth of this nation.
One of the beneficiaries, Rosina Ajobu, was elated by the support.
I thank God as well as the Vodafone Foundation for this gesture.
Vodafone Ghana Foundation has earned a reputation as one of Ghana's most caring brands.
So live here on News 360, we're live on TV3 Ghana on Facebook, DSTV channel 279, all across the world on 3news.com.
Jill is seated, crossed, ready to read the latest in the world of business news. Don't go away.
To interview Zuzum right here in my house. Hey!
Look up there. Why are you using inferior pen? It was mistake. I no check. Acrobat 2. I'm going to knock you out. I know, sir. You deserve quality.
Don't make mistakes. Stop!
You did the right thing.
When you are going to buy a paint, don't look left, don't look right. Go straight and grab the luxury acrylic paint. No be any paint, be paint.
The luxury acrylic paint.
Paint me champion.
Mommy.
Mommy Chelsea. Fair.
Different era,
better results. Time has changed and time has brought Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Healthy gums, anti-cavity, fresher breath, and it whitens teeth. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Sankofa.
Yenchi. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste.
Happy smile.
Imagine that this is you and this is your taxi. You can go wherever you want in it. Imagine that taxis are affordable because now they are. Order a ride via Yango.
Star 787 hash, Ghana's biggest lottery with the highest chances of winning, the most winners every week, and the highest weekly jackpot in Ghana. Every Tuesday, Thursday night, there's an extra draw, and tickets bought also qualify for the Saturday jackpot draw. What are you waiting for? Pick up your phone and dial star 787 hash now and become one of more than the 20,000 weekly winners and win the jackpot.
I love football. Football can be a dirty game, on or off the pitch. Even when I'm trying to score at a party, stains find a way of tracking me down. But I don't worry at all, because I have Cleansoft. Use new Cleansoft 360 Deep Clean, a unique formula with active ingredients and enzymes that gets rid of all stubborn stains and leaves your clothes smelling wonderful. Cleansoft, my favorite. Cleansoft 360 Deep Clean, clean all.
Let's be it now. Yes. Wow. At 72, I still receive salary alerts because I made the best decision to invest a lump sum into the retirement salary.
Invest a lump sum today in the Old Mutual Retirement Salary and enjoy guaranteed monthly income for life, funeral cover, and the option of signing on with a spouse. Please call Old Mutual today, 050-453-4333.
Me feel ahotonkwa.
Old Mutual, 176 years of doing great things.
Fresh gives you a moment of pure freshness every day. A creamy, rich leather soap with great fragrances. Fresh, a unique smooth feeling. Fresh, your moment of escape. Dream, your dreams come true.
Life must be enjoyed. Life must be lived to the fullest. And that is why Ayo is making insurance accessible to all Ghanaians. With over 5 million Ghana cedis claims paid, we continue to bring smiles to all MTN subscribers across the country. A life or hospital cover for as low as 4 Ghana cedis per month, yet giving us so much to be happy for. We share the goodness Ayo brings with everyone. Dial star 296 hash and follow the prompts to register for Ayo Recharge with Care. Registration is free. Ayo, because you care. Terms and conditions apply. Underwritten by Metropolitan Life Insurance Ghana.
Insecticide spray and coil.
West Hills Ridge Property. Eden Heights.
Universal Merchant Bank.
Lufat.
Hello there, good evening. It's now time to do some business news. My name is Adela Michelle. Let's go straight into our stories for tonight. We're beginning with our headline as fuel prices have gone up within the month of September alone by 5%. Now, the latest is about 2% increment. Job Laboja visited some major fuel retailing outlets and has filed the following report.
The marginal increase has been attributed to the rise in the price of the commodity on the international market, coupled with the cedi's depreciation against the US dollar. This, according to some analysts, is out of place.
Government projection for 2021 budget is $57.8 a barrel. Crude has shot up to above $80 as we speak. So what it means is that government is even making a lot more profit on crude export from the Jubilee fields, 10 fields, and other fields where we produce oil. Yet, the tax of 46 pesos that was introduced to make government gain a lot more revenue when crude was $30 a barrel is still being charged against the Ghanaian at the pump, and we think the finance minister has to take a second look at this. That is not right.
Petrol and diesel, which used to sell at 6 cedis 38 pesos at Goil retailing outlets, is now 6 cedis 50 pesos, representing a 12 peso increase. Shell and Total are now selling petrol and diesel at 6 cedis 52 pesos against their initial selling prices, a situation some consumers describe as worrisome.
This year, my tumbe to say 6 times, is 7 times. And fuel
prices have gone up about 6 to 7 times within this year, and this is worrisome. Our customers complain, but this is not our fault. Government must do something about it.
We, the ordinary men who are always on the streets, is hitting us hard. And honestly speaking, our politicians are not being truthful and honest to us. If they have us at heart as citizens, they would have first of all, considered the average man on the street, his cost of living.
Fuel increments is never good for our city drivers. So that's the problem. So I think they should have to reduce the fuel for us so that we can able to work and earn something for ourselves. Because at the end of the day, when you work and all the money is to buy fuel, it doesn't make sense.
The Chamber of Petroleum Consumers wants government to consider the scrapping of some petroleum taxes.
Price stabilization and recovery levy is one of such taxes that we think something can be done about. Again, you can also look at the UPPF margin. You already have one transporter's margin called PDM. That makes you move product from one depot to the other. Those petty little things, 30 pesos here, 10 pesos here, 16 pesos here. If you put them together, you are already looking at almost 50 pesos every liter. If you take out 50 pesos a liter, Ghanaians would enjoy fuel prices moving from the 29 cedis it is currently to about 27. And that could be pocket friendly.
Since January this year, fuel prices have shot up from 4.670 cedis per litre to 6.520 cedis per litre.
So you want to stay with the business team as we'll be closely monitoring this particular development. But away from that, the Vani Group has handed over 10 33-seater buses to the Greater Accra Regional Branch of the Ghana Private Road Transport Union, that's the GPRTU. Now, the $850,000 deal was financed by the Fidelity Bank.
The repayment of the facility by the GPRTU will be within 5 years. The Managing Director of Fidelity Bank, Julian Kingsley Opuni, is confident that the buses will enhance the operations of the transport union.
For customers, I think it's an indication of GPRT taking steps to give a higher quality of transport for their customers. And therefore, you also have a responsibility when you sit in there, not just on paying fares, but even the treatment of the vehicle when you're in it. Because we all want to get to the position where, you travel to other countries, you see the quality of transport and vehicles, and you wish you could get that in Ghana.
The Chief Executive Officer of the Svani Group, Thomas Svanica, underscored the need for such partnership to transform the transport sector.
It was an $850,000 financing for these 10 buses. This is the time for us to do private sector driven businesses. And so I've taken the clue out of that to help Greater Accra run buses which is private sector driven, private sector finance, and private sector all the way, to make it a cycle of financing, maintenance, safety in all the circle, with the Ghanaian Bank standing behind GPRTU to let Ghanaians ride in comfort and safety.
The heavy-duty air-conditioned buses with the bucket seats to give comfort to passengers is built with a robustness to suit Africa's weather. Fidelity Bank and Svani Group intend to extend similar support to other regional transport unions.
And that's our package for tonight on the business news. There's more business news available on 3news.com. Sports news is next. My name is Della Michelle. Good evening.
When we connect, everything is possible. Whatever seems unreachable becomes even closer. Building partnerships, redefining the norms. Because when we connect, being there becomes possible, and new ideas come to life. Stay ahead and stay connected with MTN Business Broadband. Superior internet solutions that drive your dreams. Sign up today on broadband.mtn.com.gh or call or WhatsApp 0244 308 111.
UMB Speed Up presents 10 steps to stay safe. If you can, stay home. Wash your hands regularly with soap under running water. Keep alcohol-based hand sanitizer close for frequent use. If you must go out, maintain a safe distance of at least 1 meter from the next person. Cough or sneeze with your mouth and nose covered with tissue or bend your elbow while doing so. Avoid handshakes or hugs. Keep a mental note of people you have come into contact with or places you've been to. Avoid touching your face with unwashed hands. Drink a lot of fluids and boost your immune system with fruits and vegetables. Bank whenever, wherever with UMB Speed Up. UMB Speed Up. Digibank, let's go.
The groom is sick.
What?
Malaria.
Malaria. Lufat. Lufat.
Indeed, woman malaria and want to them. Lufat. A malaria drop a cup.
And now you may kiss the bride.
Entrance Pharmaceuticals and Research Center. And I Lufat. Lufat. A two malaria sententem. FDA. Ashasa a jadi kratoi ajatum sa ye.
Shed your rumor to me.
Tonton master. Ebe ye jumanamo. Kese o madahati. Roma insecticide spray ada Roma. Interfere, Entatia, make it her. No way! Shemikuno, and Tonton Bako crown fanamo, and also a pussy. Roma insecticide spray and mosquito crab. And how dare we sham? Roma,
Roma and Tonton Master.
Haven't gone through the engagement list?
Yes, ma'am.
So you saw the 15 bottles of Jamal soap you had to buy?
Yes, ma'am.
Cancel it. Make it 45.
Hey!
Jamal Soap, your partner for clean clothes, introducing new Jamal washing powder, available in a shop near you. This advert is FDA approved.
New honey cough, ever cough, syrup, class away, class away. Oye winti akeketro, akuko besa, namidia, ninyara womo. Honey and ginger, licorice and basil, long pepper and violet. New honey cough, ever cough, syrup, class away, class away.
Effective for relief from cough, sore throat, and throat irritation. New Honey Cough, class away. Manufactured and distributed by NS Chemist Limited. This advert is FDA approved.
It is brought to you by
Cal Kids Toothpaste, Consolidated Bank Ghana, CBG.
Hello, good evening. Let's do sports news now here on News 360. My name is Yao Ofusulabi. Now, former Ghana midfielder Derek Boateng says the Black Stars have a huge mountain to climb if they are to reach the next World Cup in Qatar next year. Now, Ghana lost one of their 2 opening games against South Africa, sacked the coach, and are looking to build on to make the final qualification places. Boateng believes a lot will hinge on how the team performs together as a unit.
It's a group that if we concentrate and work hard, we'll get there, because we cannot say that the rest of the teams or the countries are not good. Now every country is playing. Everywhere there's a football going on there. It's difficult. So, and now things are not really stable in our national team right now. So I think the players have to work hard as a team, come together, and the nation have to support the players and pray for them. I'm always a big fan of Black Stars. I'm always praying for them. I have young players in the team. I normally call and encourage, because I know with our help they can do well.
Well, that's Derek Boateng there. Let's head on now to the 3 Sports Wrap and look at some of the major sports stories making headlines today. And straight to Watford, where midfielder Peter Etebo and Watford midfielder Peter Etebo is expected to be out for between 4 to 5 months because of a leg injury. And Etebo, who's 25 years old, tore a quad muscle in the Hornets' 1-1 draw against Newcastle United, and the club announced on Thursday he will not return until the new year. And so there's a possibility that Peter Etebo might not play in the Africa Cup of Nations in Cameroon, which begins on the 9th of January. Female referees in football may have to choose between their careers or having children. The 46-year-old was speaking during a discussion about female officials on TalkSport. And Tyson Fury said he was absolutely wounded that British heavyweight rival Anthony Joshua lost the WBO and IBF belts to Ukrainian Oleksandr Usyk. The WBC champion Fury looked set for a unification bout with Joshua earlier this year before an arbitration hearing ruled he had to fight Deontay Wilder, and that fight is on the 9th of October. Well, that's all the sports news this evening here on News 360. My name is Yao Ofusulabi. After the break, international news and entertainment will follow.
Welcome to Dewa NLA 539 Direct Draw results, coming to you live from the Brennan Hall of the National Lottery Authority. The winning numbers for tonight's draw are Congratulations to all Dewa NLA 539 direct winners for tonight. See you same time tomorrow. Be the next winner. Simply dial *446# and select option 1 to play Dewa NLA 539 direct. You can also play at selected Lotto kiosks across the country. Dewa NLA 539 direct. Afa winning no. Each show. Yeah, kinda direct. Now what's this saying? With Dewa NLA 539 direct, you only have to select up to 5 numbers from 1 to 39. To play, dial *446# across all mobile networks and select option 1. With a minimum of 2 Ghana cedis, you can bet on direct 1. Match the first number and win 20 times your stake. Direct 2. Match 2 numbers and win 45 times your stake. Direct 3. Match 3 numbers and win 400 times your stake. Direct 4. Match 4 and win 5,000 times your stake. Direct 5. Match all 5 numbers to win 50,000 times your stake. The more you play, the more you win. Look out for the draw results on TV3 News at 7 p.m. Win easy, win every day with Dewa NLA 539 Direct. Afa, win you know, it choke.
Water gives life. Water is life. Enjoy the pure, refreshing taste of Awake purified drinking water, which comes in a uniquely designed bottle with a lemon green tap. Water is your perfect way to stay hydrated. And remember, for every bottle you buy, an amount will be donated to the National Cardiothoracic Center, Ghana. Awake purified drinking water, one for life.
For bulk purchase, contact 0262 351 251.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
All new Close Up Everfresh. Wait, what's new? It now has triple fresh formula that cleans, protects and cools thanks to a powerful combination of 1. Purifying gel, 2. Antibacterial mouthwash formula, 3. Ice cool crystals that cleans deeply, fights up to 99% of bacteria and intensely cools to keep you protected and fresh long after brushing. Close Up Triple Fresh Formula cleans, protects and cools.
Introducing Nestle Milo All-in-One Nutrimix. The goodness of malt, milk and cocoa in Milo, and even more milk. Just add to water and enjoy the perfect cup of winning energy.
Milo! Milo! This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the...
Fight the spread of germs. Learn Lifebuoy's hand washing habits. Wash hands with soap or use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Together, let's help fight the spread of germs in Africa.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Segment is brought to you by Puma Drinks.
Well, it's now time for entertainment news, and today we have our guest presenter from the OT region, and it's Akosia.
Wonderful. Akosia, it's good to have you. How's the preparation going?
Very well, thank you. Poco a poco, we are on it.
Poco a poco. Let's poco into it now, shall we?
Hello, good evening. My name is Akosia. Now let's get into the entertainment news. After 13 years of Ghana's Most Beautiful, the Bono region is yet to win the enviable crown. But in Fojo, the region's representative goes into the 2021 final, hoping to leave a legacy.
Give when our back men dismissed, degraded, they can't see that we are not.
So being in the finals, I must say it's very exciting. I am so excited and I'm super grateful to God.
Meet Eva Efian Fojo, a proud finalist representing the Bono region in this year's GMB. Reaching the grand finale of the competition is certainly a great feat, and Fojo is fully prepared to pull a sweet surprise at the 2021 final.
Grand finale, 3rd October. It's been 14 good years. Bono, nobody from the Bono region has ever won. And then it gives me the strength to do more. And so I look at all the things that comes with it, and most importantly the fact that if you win that crown, you'll be able to impact lives and societies. I think that bit is something that I love so much about Ghana's Most Beautiful. So I look at all these things and it makes me want to do more, like the best, to the best of my ability.
The GMB experience has been an amazing learning curve for the 26-year-old graduate of the University of Ghana.
Maybe for lack of a better word, I would describe GMB as a school. We come here to learn a lot of things. Sometimes you are given a task, and the notice is so short, you have to deliver. So you have to think right on your feet and come up with something, and then living with other 15 ladies, tolerance.
After 14 years of Ghana's Most Beautiful, the Bono region is yet to win the enviable crown. Thoughts of the historic feat and the pride attached to it urges her own to push harder to win the coveted crown for the first time for the region.
I want the car, I want the cash, I want the crown, because I want all of these things. I'm given nothing but my best. I'm going all out. Probably something I've never done before.
Just like the 5 other fired-up finalists, Fojo intends to leverage on the exposure that comes with winning GMB to positively impact society.
I am very, very passionate about orphaned and vulnerable children in the society. We see them all around us. Sometimes it's even difficult to get food to eat, to put food on the table. And so that is the reason why I am here. Those are the lives that I want to impact. I want to dedicate myself to these orphans to help give them hope for a brighter tomorrow.
Fojo wants fans to vote for her to make her dream come true.
I will ask you to keep supporting me, keep voting. The short code is still *713 *13#, or you can download the TV3 Reality app on the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store to vote in Fojo, MFODWO. Remember, we are aiming for the top. Bruno for gold. Maybe today I not get nothing, but tomorrow I go get something.
And so we wish in Fojo the very best. My name remains Akosia, representing the Oti region in this year's Ghana's Most Beautiful. Please keep your votes coming. And that would be all for entertainment news. Let me hand over to Alfred and Portia.
Well, thank you very much, and all the best to you.
All the best. Sunday to be Poco Apoko.
Well, coming up, international news.
Oh boy, shall we?
Officials for meddling in its internal affairs. The tweet from the Foreign Affairs Ministry said the officials had 72 hours to leave the country. In recent weeks, the UN has raised concerns about a de facto 3-month blockade of aid deliveries to the war-torn region of Tigray. UN Aid Chief Martin Griffiths said earlier this week he assumed the region was now suffering from famine. He urged the government to get those trucks moving, adding the crisis was man-made, which can be remedied by the act of government. Thousands of people have been killed and more than 2 million have fled their homes since Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed ordered a military offensive against regional forces in Tigray in November 2020.
There's more news on 3news.com, and make some time and join me and the rest of the team tomorrow morning from 5:55 a.m. to 10 a.m. on 3FM 92.7. My name is Alfred Bokansi.
And I am Portia Gabo. Good evening.